This is Aisha Bell, I-Grade singer out of Kingston, Jamaica. And right now, may I pick up SPRB Radio Podcast with Sir B and Empress Mango. Log on.
SPRB Radio Podcast. SPRB Radio Podcast. Check it out.
Yo, this is General Levy, and I support and tune into SPRB Radio Podcast, featuring the 10-star General and Sharon Mango. You should know.
Yes, SPRB Radio Podcast with 10-star General and Sharon Mango. Check it out.
Share the ball, share the cheese, must go between. Me the king, share the queen, must go between. Watch out, from here the vice, I don't know it's Clementary, and I'm here fully endorsing SPRB Radio Podcast with 10-star General and Sharon Mango. Lock it, no knock it, you got you.
This is Elijah Rock, and right now I just want to fully endorse SPRB Radio Podcast with the 10-star General and Sharon Mango. Scene? Make sure you keep it locked, and if you move, don't go too far. Elijah Rock says so. Boom.
Hey, this is Jerry Harris. You're in tune to Up Close and Personal with 10-star General and Sharon Mango, so don't go anywhere. Stay tuned.
SPRB Radio Podcast.
Greetings, massive. We are back here on a Sunday being the 15th, the day after Valentine's Day, and we have a very, very awesome, brilliant show to bring to you today. We have the legendary, iconic Susan Cadogan, the singer-songwriter out of Jamaica. Should I say Alison?
Yes. Today I'm Alison.
Professionally known as Susan Cadogan, right?
Yes.
And how are you today?
I am fine, as can be.
Right.
I don't complain anymore because it's just good to be here.
Yes.
You know, good to be alive. So there are many far worse off, so
Yes.
I don't complain. I'm miserable because I'm a Scorpio, but I try not to complain.
I hear you. It's a great day.
I'm
to be
fine,
alive.
and I hope you are too, and I hope everybody in rainy, should I say, is it rainy London town?
Well,
it
it's
raining
cold
today?
and breezy and rainy. Yes, absolutely. Drizzle.
Oh, anyway.
How does it feel to wake up in some nice sunshine, a nice cool Jamaica breeze?
Not every day is nice,
Right.
but the weather recently has been really, really just beautiful. Cool and balmy and breezy and sunny. It's our winter time, you know. But when we hit 70, we're freezing. So
wow.
it's been very pleasant when I wake up.
70s
I
like
sleep with my
sunshine
window
for us, you know.
open. Yeah, when I've been in London, I mean, all 50-something, people strip off and lie down in the park.
What?
And I'm freezing. So here is really a beautiful time of year. I prefer coolness to heat, especially humid heat, like the
Right.
heat you guys get over there in summer. I prefer to feel cool and snuggle up and to feel hot and you just don't know what to do.
Right.
Yeah, man.
Right. When last were you here in the UK, by the way?
I can't change over my year yet, you know, so I keep on talking like I'm in 25. 24. I was in UK twice. I was there summerish and fallish. My last show was in, was it September, October? I don't know. But I was there up to 24. I did quite a few shows and it was a wonderful time.
Right.
I love London. I love being there. And of course, I love doing the shows.
Right. Well, it's a pleasure to have you on this show today. This is the second time you're going to be on my platform, right? I think the
Yes.
last time we did this was something like 2013. Can you believe it?
Can you believe it? Because when I saw the name, I remembered it, but it's the radio
Right.
station name that has changed.
Right.
But I said,
Right.
yeah, you know, but it's good.
Yeah.
I'm happy to speak with you again. I bet you don't remember one thing.
course
You
I
have so
do.
many people to interview.
Well, I tell you what, your interview was memorable because I think when I got to, me interviewing you, what had happened was I was beginning to hear a familiar story of many
Okay.
artists who have put in the work and were not getting paid.
Oh.
And you had that similar story.
You have to sing it. You have to sing it. 'Cause you have to sing that tune for nearly every Jamaican artist.
Right.
You know, it
So
has been really sad, very sad to me.
oh, gee.
Even now in 2026, hard to believe that some
Mm,
artists are over here and people are singing the music, earning from the music, and the artist, the original writer, singer, is over here doing without. Wonder
okay.
who died and was there a long time and couldn't get buried. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I know there are a lot of people, a lot of groups and organizations out there struggling hard to try and get back pay
Yeah.
for our artists. And I really wish that even, you know, just to say, okay, legally
Yeah.
it can't happen, but here, take this in appreciation of what you have done for
Right.
music, not only in Jamaica, but in the UK and the world. Because some of our rhythms and songs are just worldwide known. They don't get any rhythm beats like those that came out of Sly and Robbie, the bass players, Lloyd Parks, Boris Gardner. You know, the things that come out of Jamaican musicians' minds is
Right.
just one of a kind. I'm telling you.
Mm-hmm.
And me come along and get my little piece of the pie. I, if it wasn't for my music, I think I'll be a decrepit little old lady now.
Well, I'll tell you what, we're gonna get to the length and breadth of your career. I want to big up anybody who is logged in right now. Actually, I think we are going live on Facebook right now. So we're live on Facebook as well. I want to big up DJ Maestro, and I want to big up the mighty Zalsas or Zalstars. Okay.
Mighty All Stars.
Is that All Stars?
Yeah, they're a band. I
Okay.
came from Portsmouth.
Okay.
A lot of people are tired of hearing my story now, but every time I come, I remember something else. So you have to tune in and listen. Hi,
Yeah.
you know, it is I, all the way
Yes.
from the land of Jam.
The land of Jah.
Ja. I say it. See, I have on my Jah bracelet here, man.
Oh, what they call that a Jah bracelet.
Well, I'm calling it that because it's red, green, and gold.
Okay, I'm with
And
you.
I will big up Brian Travers of UB40 because he gave me this
Right.
about, must be from the year you interviewed me. And I've kept it ever since. And I wear it a lot because of the red, green, and gold. People might think because I'm red, I can't
Right.
green and gold. But, you know, I don't come from St. Elizabeth.
Right.
I am just, it's just genes. You know, my father's grandmother or something was very red and I pick it up.
Right.
You know, yeah, man.
Well, I'll tell you what. This platform is a place where you can speak freely about your journey. Yeah.
Yes.
So there's no restrictions, and you can be as honest as you want to be.
Okay, good. I
Does that
always
sound like a plan? That sound like a plan?
It's a plan.
Bruh, 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 bruh.
Boom, as they say. I'm not up on the, you know, I just stay locked away. I'm very quiet. And I'm not secretive, but, you know, I'm very quiet. And I don't know how I go on a stage and sing for hundreds when I'm shy and quite quiet. I don't like to go out. For you to invite me and get me to go is it's hard. I just said no.
Now, for
My
anybody
nicest
listening
place.
to you, that will sound like, what? Susan is shy and you go on stage singing to thousands and thousands of people? How is that
Exactly.
possible?
Well, that's it. I have these from when I was a little girl as Anne, because everybody calls me Anne. My name is Alison Anne. They call me Anne at home.
Right.
and used to love to sing, and always music filled my home and my life. But I never said, okay, I love to sing, I'm going to be a singer. I never did, you
Right.
know. And I used to sing at home in front of our record changer and dance and go on as if I was whoever music was playing. And when I go on stage now, I just flash back to those days. But what I've got to learn to do more than ever is just forget the stage and this singer thing and just be myself and be free and just let it, whatever come out.
Right. That's
So
true.
you learn to be natural and honest with your audience. And sometimes I see, because I'm fascinated by watching people perform.
All right.
There's sometimes you can see somebody is doing what they know they should do, or and it's so different. It's So when I go on stage, I just leave Anne behind, and whoop, here comes Susan.
Right. Amen.
my imaginary my imaginary alter ego from when I was like 10, 11 just take over. Yeah, it's wonderful. I'm very satisfied.
Right. I want to take you back in time to your earliest memory. Let's go back to the family household. I believe your father was a reverend in the church, right?
Yes, Reverend Claude Cadogan.
Claude.
He got an
And your mother?
honorary degree and he got an OD because he was very big in the Methodist Church.
Okay.
My mother was a Dujan, if you know Jeffrey Dujan, the cricketer.
Okay.
His father was her brother, my uncle. And Daddy came to Jamaica to study his theological stuff and met Mommy, married her and took her back to Belize. So I wasn't born in Belize, but I grew up there for many years. And Mommy never really had, the days when women were housewife.
Right.
They still look after family and things. So she never really, I know she wants to be a teacher, but she had this beautiful voice and she used to sing in the church. She used to be the choir mistress and stuff like that. And she even ended up making 78. She had a 78 record of Oh Holy Night. Okay. But she was always singing. And it was three of us. Jean, my bigger sister, who passed away. Mark, who is now a urologist. He's old. He's 3 years older than me. We're getting old now, Jeez, and then me. And Mark used to love country or western. He could strum a guitar. He used to love this song, Cool Water. I don't think many people may know that. All day I paced the barren waste without a taste of water. And then 11 years after me along came Paul. I remember singing this song to Paul. Right. But where I learned the singing thing, really, my big sister Jean loved music. So she had a lot of LPs she used to play. And I used to watch her. She used to sing and dance. She used to dance from back then. And then when she finished, I put it on and I started with the platters. Right. I say the platters, And then when we were living in Montego Bay, Daddy as a minister got transferred to different places, different countries, as well as different parishes in Jamaica. Paul came along 11 years after me. Right. And Mommy, that time we had rocking chair. She used to rock Paul and sing Negro spirituals and things, and I used to listen. So I used to rock him and sing to him. Remember certain songs we used to sing, he'd cry. And then he came up as a little baby, and he was fascinated. He used to operate the old time record player, would take the needle and put it on. Yes, as a little baby, And when we used to lock him away from it in case he spoiled it. He used to turn over his bicycle, and we give him an old record, and he put it on the wheel and spin it, and sing like it was a record changer. So from Mommy really, but even Daddy could sing. So when he was preaching and the church and the congregation don't know a song, he would sing at the top of his voice. you know. So all of us, but really and truly, it's just so I was about 10 between Jean and mostly mommy. And
Right.
probably when I was inside her before I was born, she used to sing too.
Right.
So as a babe in the womb, I used to say, but wait, you know, probably I was singing.
Because your
So
mom
I
was a
know.
classical singer, right?
Hmm?
Your mom was a classical singer.
Yes, well, she wasn't really trained,
Okay.
but she used to sing with the Y choral group, with the Philharmonic orchestras used to come to Jamaica and they'd have big concerts, and she used to sing the lead part. She used to sing soprano, mezzo soprano, and she was in festivals and won. We still have her trophies on the mantle in the
Okay.
drawing room that she won, you know, distinction and stuff like that. And even she passed away in 2015, and she had Alzheimer's. It was very sad for us to watch her, you know, but one day we pushed her out in her chair, and it was Christmas time, and Paul put on the Oh Holy Night, and we still have the video of her busting that tune, you know.
Wow.
In her mind, it was there, and she sang
Right.
it.
Wow.
And when the high note came and she missed it, she said, oh, you know, but still, it was wonderful. And she
Wow.
used to sing with me
Wow.
because although Daddy, oh, well, I suppose Daddy knew I was in music and thing, but he don't know anything like that. But if I said to Mommy, don't you know that hit? She said, hurt so good. After when she was old, you know,
Right.
she was hurt so good, and she loved the duet I did with Ken Booth.
Okay.
She said, why? That music sounds good. And how you let it out to get rich? Not even
I
the
was
record
waiting for
company would take the record company wouldn't even take the record because they say they only want from upcoming artists. So Ken Booth and myself put out the pasture. We're too old
Right.
to be making new music, you know, hogwash, because I would sing, and luckily for me, I more or less sound the same as I used to, you know, this little baby voice.
Right.
I don't have any claim to no big and no shattering of glass. You know, I cannot take the screaming.
Right.
If I wanted to scream, I could scream, you know. But for what? If the song calls for loudness, you can go loud or you make a high note, but you don't just, you know, I have a soft, very kind of, they used to tell me I have a commercial voice. But whatever it is, it has served me well for 51 years.
Well,
You say, what chatting man can't give you a chance to ask me anything? Say something.
Well, we're going to get to you know, the tone of your voice and the way you started singing. We're going to come to that, but I still want to just get back to your earlier, you know, growing up in Jamaica amongst the family. So while you were in secondary school, what did you want to become before you finished school? What was your aspirations?
I had no calling. I did not know what I wanted to do. I knew I loved literature and English and English literature. Those are what I got the highest marks in GCE. I thought about being a teacher. Because when I was young, I used to set up the chairs and teach them and beat them. I had a belt, you know, but I wouldn't have said I'd be a radio announcer. Call up to talk, and I said I had this voice and thing. But it wasn't like, you know, when you have a passion, I didn't know what I wanted to do. So I just got a job. I even tried to get a job in a bank. I was looking all over for a job. And they asked me, why? Why you want to work in the bank? I didn't know why. I said, I just need a job.
Right.
They say, yes, you know, but I said, I love money. Of course, I never got the job. So I used to live on university campus with my aunt, who was matron of the hospital. And I saw this ad for the university library. And it was in walking distance. And I went over there and spoke with the librarian, and she hired me right then. She took me around, I think, and I started there as a clerk typist.
Right.
And I worked there for decades and built myself up without studying. But let me tell you something, when I left school, I was very happy. I never liked school. All my family and brothers and such have degrees and doctors, lawyers, Indian chiefs in my family, but I never knew what I wanted to be.
Right.
I was always chubby, shy, and quiet. These days when people tell me how I look nice, I said, thank you, Jesus, that something good came out of all of what I went through. So I always say, I didn't say I'm going to be a singer. I always loved to sing. I was always singing. But the singing came to me just by chance. So my calling, my profession, my career was sent to me, and I think if I had, and then the second tune I sing is a big hit. Anybody can be so lucky, right? And I think if I had followed up and was more interested and more guided and helped from back then, probably now I'd be like a bigger, better known singer. But I'm satisfied. I've gone along and taken things as they've come. And I've had a lot of bad, hard times, but the good of it is so good. It hurts so good.
Right. Well, let me just take you, as you left school, because there was a time where you was working in a library, right? And when did your calling come? How did that happen? Your experience in music, how did it happen?
Well, I have few friends. That's how I have been. You have people acquaintances, a good friend is, you can count them mostly. And she knew I always loved to sing. I was always singing every night, right? And she worked at what was then the JBC. And her boyfriend was a disc jockey there. He's still alive. Big up Jerry Lewis in Florida somewhere.
Right.
Yeah. And he wrote this song, Love My Life.
Okay.
And he wanted Teresa, who was my friend who worked there with him, and they were boyfriend, girlfriend, to sing it. And she said, no, let Anne sing it, because Anne loved to sing.
Right.
So I said, okay, that was thrilling. And we went to the studio. I didn't know where I was. I never know anything about Jamaican music and the producers and I know songs on the radio that I liked. Anyway, we went to the studio and I recorded Love My Life. We were supposed to do it as a duet.
Okay.
But Teresa got shy and chickened out. So I sang it by myself. Both of us were in there with the headphones, I remember it was so nice, in this dark place. I told him to turn out the lights. I don't like to sing and everybody singing. So I sang this song. And when I finished singing it, this little man said to me, or said to Jerry, Jerry, put on a xylophone on it. I love your artist voice, And he said, I love your voice, What your name?
So who said that to you? Jerry Lewis?
No, that was Lee Perry, but I didn't know.
Lee Perry, okay.
I was at the Black Ark, but I didn't know I was at the Black Ark. I was just at a studio.
Right.
So I sang Love My Life, and he asked me if I knew Hurt So Good. But of course I knew it because I was up on all of the soul things. And in Jamaica at that time, and anytime you have a big soul hit, the producers run to record a reggae version. So you have a reggae version of a lot of popular Motown music.
Yep.
Yeah. So of course I knew Hurt So Good. Right? So he played it. He had another voice on it, He played, he said, if you think I can sing it. I said, yeah. That's how I got to sing Hurt So Good.
Wow.
And it's after Hurt So Good, he named me Susan. Because when I told him my name was Anne, he said, Anne, that don't sound sexy. I always said this in all my interviews. That Lee Perry said, girl, you have a sexy voice, you know. So, well, they keep on telling me, so I now claim it. I don't try to sing sexy. I don't know if it's the tone. I don't know what it is that make it sexy. But I've got to know through the years that you cannot put on sexy. You don't have to have on a sexy clothes to be sexy. And you don't have to try and sing sexy. Sexy just come out because you're sexy.
Natural.
Lord of mercy. Yeah, man. So that's how I got into the studio and to record Hurt So Good. And when I went home that night, oh my God, I was so excited. And when I heard Love My Life on the radio, jeez and peace, it was so exciting, you know? But I never knew. I just enjoyed the singing. And Scratch said to me, take these songs and learn them. Give me a little cassette. And I went home and learned them, and I started recording for him. Hi, I see somebody.
Sharon, she was having technical problems.
I am. Good morning. Hello, darling. Hello, my love. I'm so happy to see you. I'm so happy to see you.
Thank you so much. Happy Valentine's belated and happy Sunday.
Valentine's belated.
I never got a damn thing, I'm telling you.
Listen.
And I don't care, I'm happy.
Listen, we love you. That's what it is. We love you.
You know, I appreciate, you know, when I go online, all the messages and things I get, they sustain me, especially now as time goes by. Yeah, man.
So let's get back to what you were saying, because you were voicing for Lee Scratch Perry. He told you have this sexy voice, and he changed your name from Anne, because people were calling you Anne, to Susan, right? But on the release, Suzanne.
That's what he wanted.
Suzanne.
Yeah. He said, not Anne, you mean Suzanne. And the first record had a Z. So you were supposed to be like Suzanne, Suzanne. But when I came to London, they changed it to Susan. Susan. British.
Right. And so how did that single do at the time when you released it? What was the
Well, I didn't have anything at all to do with it. I just sang it. Went home, learned the others, come back, sing. Oh, I used to just wait for the Sundays, because during the week, those weekends, I used to go and sing. And I remember all these musicians outside the Black Ark, you know, Lonnie Ruggs from Third World and Family Man Barrett. That's where I met Glenn Adams and Jimmy Riley. Some others, I don't know their names. I never know that they like me.
Right.
But Perry, tell them, leave my singer alone.
See, gave them the warning.
And he used to tell me, Susan, I'm telling you, he used to tell Susan, don't get mixed up with no man, them will smash up and spoil your career.
See,
right? It's not good. He used to tell me. So when I was recording with him, he don't let nobody come in. He locked the door. And me and him alone in the Black Ark. He up in the control booth and I down in the whole big area where they used to have the band set up and the mic. I used to look up and see him there with them spliff, man. And the red light and green light. And all of a sudden him say, Sue! He used to call me Sue, you know. Running! Green light, come on. Lights out, and I'd sing to my heart's content, and that man never ever stopped me. Sometime when you're recording and little thing, whoops, they stop. Sing that song, or do that again, you know. He just made me sing, and then he said, sing it again, same way, and I sing it again, and he take the 2 tracks and whatever magic he did, you know, he don't sit down in front of his mixing board. He stand up while he was shortish. And he mix the thing, man, and he dance around and fling and then flick the switch. It was something to see him with his chains and his rings and his fully marina vest and him shorts. You know, it was an experience, and I never thought about record label contract or anything like that. I just sang until my uncle, who was a lawyer, said to me, "And how you singing all these things to this man? What is the arrangement?" So I went to scratch and say, you know, my uncle is a lawyer. He said, what we doing with Tear? I remember Lee Perry, his girlfriend, Pauline. I thought it was his wife, but these latter years have come to her. I think she passed away too. And some paper they wrote up, and he walked with his hand behind his back and said, "Listen to this." And they gave me like $100. I don't remember. But that was it. And next thing I started getting phone calls from England. So I didn't know he had released the record in the UK or what he had done with anything. I know he released Hurt So Good in Jamaica. But those days they used to have this payola. I don't know. But somebody else did a version of it, and they wouldn't play Perry's. Perry had his enemies and his friends, you know. So another version was popular in Jamaica.
Because there was one, the very same year that you released Hurt So Good, there was another version by a guy called Jimmy Somerville.
Oh, no. Jimmy Somerville sang a version of my 75 Hurt So Good way down. Years after. I don't think it's the same year as mine.
It was recorded at 75.
Jimmy Somerville with Hurt So Good? Because it's when I was...
Sorry. It was 1995. It was 1995.
It's long after. I remember being here at home and a friend of mine calling me and said, "Susan, they're talking about you on BBC. It was Boy George's show, and they were wondering where you were because this guy has sung your song. And they were wondering what happened to me. I should call." I said, "Well, you know," but he changed on the song, and to me, he has a nice voice, and he sang it well and danced, but then he changed up some of the lyrics. Anyway, he had a hit with it too. You know, so more love and power to Philip Mitchell, who wrote it. You know, but I remember once somebody said I wanted to have a show and have him on the show with me. For what? You know, I sing Hurt So Good. I just sing it how it come out. You know?
Let me say this. From what I understand from Hurt So Good, it didn't do too well in Jamaica.
No, it
Is
didn't.
that what you experienced at the time?
I didn't even know it was out as a 45. And in those days, did they have charts? They must have had charts. I don't know. But I don't remember hearing it on the radio like I heard Love My Life.
Right.
But, and I recorded it in 74. Right? And it's like the end of the year, it seemed to go over to London. And by the time March came, to my understanding, this music scout, he was at that time, Peter Waterman, heard it in Brixton Market.
Wait, stick a pin right there. Stick a pin right there. Because before Pete Waterman, I'm hearing that Dennis Harris had something to do with it on his Dip International label.
It was Dennis Harris he heard playing it.
Okay.
But he put it out on his DIP label. And it wasn't, I think it went on the black charts. It was #1 for some time. But it was Dennis Harris that Pete Waterman heard playing it because he went into his shop and asked him, "What record is that?" He took the record to Magnet Records, the big white company he was working for, and told them he think this is a hit record. So it was Magnet who were calling me, right? Because they let out the song. They made their deal. That time I'm in Jamaica going to the library every day. I don't know what I go on for me. I didn't know that people calling my name and listening to my voice. All that nothing, the carnival and all them things. I don't know nothing. So Magnet eventually called me. And when I went to London, I was met at the airport by Dennis Harris and his wife and little girl. I think it was her little girl, Donna. And it's amazing that like 2010, 11, I met back that little girl, now a grown lady who was so kind to me, you know. In the fall, let me tell you, I have some battering times in UK, you know. I never had anywhere to stay. And she took me in and helped me. Donna.
And that is the wife of Dennis Harris, right? And that is the wife to Dennis Harris who helped you.
Her daughter, their daughter.
Right. Okay.
I don't think it was his daughter, it was her daughter.
Her daughter,
That's
okay.
helped me out. She said, Susan, I'm coming for you. You know, I'm always grateful. Yeah, man. So, I forget what we're talking about.
So you entered into the UK because you had, I think Pete Waterman had released your single on his Magnet label.
It wasn't his. He was only working for Magnet.
Oh, he was working with
But Finding Hurt So Good and it turned into be such a hit was a big step for Peter Waterman in the music world. Because today he has a big empire and he's a billionaire. Right?
Yes.
Magnet Records put out the song, promoted it, flew me over, accommodated me, fed me, looked after me, everything. And that song was bubbling outside the top 40 and jumped into 25 after my red jumpsuit, big earrings performance on Top of the Pops.
It was brilliant. We all watched it.
Oh, it was, I mean, they flew me in, they put me in Holiday Inn at Marble Arch, I remember. And these two little men came and measured me up and came with this. Let me tell you, it's the day of the show in my dressing room, you know, this horrendous thing for me to put on with a big hole. I always talk about the big hole showing my navel because they want me to sexy.
But it was fashionable, you know.
It's fashion, yeah.
We looked at it as fashionable. So were you uncomfortable?
I was uncomfortable because I remember I tell you I was fat as a little girl and I always feel uncomfortable. And this thing had a big diamond shape with my navel. I have a nice navel though, you know. Navel showing. But I refused. I said my father was dead. I am not wearing this. And two little seamstress came with a piece of red cloth and sew it in so it's not very smooth. And then the top opened up, showing the side of my bosom, and they had to get a brooch and cover it before I go on. And when I went there, I had my hair in a low afro. Afros were in fashion those days. Everybody had afro. And they said my hair too low for a star. I didn't know so I was a star. But boops, on goes this everlasting wig. I always say it looked like the things that the guards at Buckingham Palace put on. You know, and then they put on this big time. I was on that show I was on with 3 Degrees. Peter Shelley. I've met quite a few biggies in my most special moments.
Oh, you know? Yes.
Before they became Ray Goodman and Brown, you know. And hot chocolate and thing, but I went to the makeup, where you go to makeup, and they say Susan doesn't need much. Thank you, please, mommy. My mother give me some good jeans.
Good jeans.
I remember being there, and 3 Degrees were so glamorous in the glittering gowns and the false eyelash, and just you know, there am I. All I had the 2 big old earrings boxing my. I hated it. But anyway, on top of that, I wear glasses. I've worn glasses from I'm 10, and I couldn't say a bat. And it was too short of time because it's like I came a few days before this recording, right? But that time I was known. I didn't know people knew the record. Cause I remember they picking me up in this fabulous car. I don't know what it is. It's long and beautiful. If it's a rose or what. And when we reached the gates of BBC, you know, the kids are out there and they knock on the window and point at me and say, and they're screaming it out. I said, but what is this? For me, I just not into it at all, you know. So when I went in, no, I couldn't see or anything. Put on my clothes, get it sewn thing, and earlier, when you go BBC, you have to re-record the song. That's why when you watch this thing, it's not the original Hurt So Good.
Right.
It's not the real Perry.
Right. Okay.
BBC orchestra have to play it for copyright's sake. So you record it over in the morning, and then when they're recording the show, Top of the Pops, you mime what you do in the morning.
That's what I was going to ask you.
Right
You
there.
Everybody.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So then, but I sing the song the same way every time. So it was, my lip sync was good.
Right.
But you can see how far the mic is from me. I couldn't be really singing. You know? And I was shy. You see me holding down my head, and I'd look up. I was shy, but I just, you know, picture back in my drawing room. I said, you're singing live. And I just going at it, man. And next day the people say how I gave such this American soul singer, what a performance and stuff like that. And I hear that everybody in UK was tuning to see this young Black girl soul singing on Top of the Pops, you know, and Hurt So Good was so popular. And it's hard to imagine that was me.
Yeah.
And I went on Top of the Pops nearly every other week. Got a follow-up to it, Love Me Baby, which was produced by Peter Waterman. I went back on. Every week we used to go shopping to find gowns to wear on Top of the Pops. And I was tall, and the shoe sizes over there are weird. But anyway, I got some. When I came back, I had a lot of beautiful gowns, I remember. But BBC seemed to have lost those footage, you know?
Well, I tell you what, before you go any further, let's just play a couple of those videos that we acquired. So here is one of them. Bear with me. I'm just going to go back so we can go back to those lovely gowns that you claim to be wearing.
Yes. SPRB Radio Podcast.
First you take my heart, palm of your hand and squeeze it tight. Then you take my mind and play with it all night. You take my pride and you throw it up against the wall. You take me in your arms, baby, and bounce me like a rubber ball.
So that was your first night on Top of the Pops, right?
Yes, you can see the earrings giving me a little tap.
The earrings are beautiful, man.
But listen,
the red thing.
You look. You know what's so funny? You haven't changed. You look to see him.
Well,
that is what is so amazing. And you say you was blind, and you wear glasses all that time. You could kind of tell you did that squint look a bit, but you did your thing.
Yes, but then when you took off the glasses, well, now that I'm older and stuff, the glasses kind of make a mark, you know, under your eyes, and but still, that's why the glasses are such a blessing. Put on your glasses is like putting on makeup.
Yeah.
So I'm going to, you know, but I still, you know, you have this notion that when you appear live, you have to look exactly how you look. And it just cannot happen. It's like you've grown, you've changed. The music stays the same, but I mean, and then people expect you to sing and do everything that you used to do 50 years ago. And sometimes the criticism of, I see like old artists like Smokey Robinson, Gladys Knight, even Rod Stewart doing their thing, and people saying awful things. Even Mariah Carey, as if they forget exactly the song they used to love. and don't appreciate the fact that singers are only human beings.
Yeah.
We have a life just like yours, and to be able to sing and make music that the public loves and share it with you, it's wonderful for us. But that's what we know. So I want to go on doing that even though I'm 74.
Right.
I'm not 22 anymore, but I still want to do that. So don't say, boy, it's time you stop singing now. Or they must sit down now. You know, the things they say as if they forget the song. The song is the important thing.
Right.
And I think they should show. It's like Gladys Knight, my favorite singer. She's getting on old now, but every respect to her for all the beautiful music she has made. And when I see her there now, sometimes you can see she's singing and like she forget the words or something. But still, even Mariah Carey, her voice has changed. But I remember Vision of Love and the beautiful music she has written and sung.
Yeah.
She can't sing it so good anymore. Even Whitney Houston was losing her voice. Because I think sometimes they overuse their voice to do fabulous things to impress. I mean, I only sing how I sing. I'm glad for my little baby voice, you know.
Would you say baby voice though? You know what it was with you and the song. It's not just. It's always you had a certain unique style that it couldn't be copied. That's what set you apart from everybody else you had. It's the way you delivered the song. You know what I mean? It's not.
Yeah. I love.
You were different.
Really,
so different.
No, you have to know. If you tell me to sing a song, I will sing it. But you see, when you really know a song or you're into it, to me, as I always say, singing is telling a story to who is listening. So you write songs, like I've written a song recently. It hasn't come out yet. It's supposed to come out on an album called There's No Place Like Your Arms. And when you sing it, you have to be in. See, right here, the skin start to crawl right away. You have to be in it. You could tell me to sing Tennessee Whiskey. And, you know, that's why I don't understand these days. To me, music that they're making has a lot of sounds and little things make it easy to forget. You don't have lyrics that you can connect to, understand, and you just hear it once and you remember certain lines. The music has changed, and I'm sorry, I just can't change with it. A new song comes along that I like, you know, and I pick up. I don't listen to radio, sadly, because let me tell you, as morning comes night, you know. And usually old time days you have the radio playing in the background all day long. Now nobody plays the radio. Everybody's on the phone or you're watching TV. So unless I'm driving, I'd hear the radio, and I hardly drive anymore. So that reminds me, you know, I tell Trojan to give me a car. In 1975, I was to get a car from Magnet, but because I couldn't drive, they said I had not to get the car. Peter Waterman got the car. I want my car now.
So you still not getting a car?
You're still not getting a car.
You know what car I have? My father's car. That's the car I have, right?
Right.
And bless that car, because the cars today don't make strong like that. Oh my gosh, can you hear the dogs?
The dog, them hungry, man.
They're protecting us. Yeah, so, you know, I don't know. I think when you sing, you have to really think about what you're feeling and let it just come out. I remember my poor sister saying, she said, Anne, when you're singing on stage, if your body says so, let it go so. Just let it come out natural. Because when I went on Top of the Pops, they got a young girl to choreograph me. And I said, oh, she going to teach me to dance my reggae. So I said, you know, I don't want to be distracted by trying to remember what she said. Just leave me. Let me just sing. And that's what they did. you know, because I don't want to remember dip no or whatever. I dip when the song tell me to dip.
Mhm.
Oh gosh, it
How
was
was
weird.
they going to teach you that?
Hmm?
I said, how was they going to teach you how to dance to your
Exactly, you know,
music?
how you see
Don't open the
these
door.
people on stage with people in the background that's doing things or whatever. And they're going to come and tell me, okay, like, raise your hand now or something. My hand raised itself. You know, honestly, I think, you know, honestly, I am so glad that music found me and came into my life and brought me happiness. Real, no matter what is happening, even if I'm sad, I find music to help me in that sadness.
Yeah.
I enjoy a little sadness, you know. I enjoy a little cry. I can look out my window at the mountains and just feel sad
Mm.
and just cry. And if I'm happy, music has messages for everything. And even now, with the chaos in the world today, the music can help if the people would just listen to it and if people would make sensible, relevant songs, positive songs.
Mm.
You know, the other day I tried to watch the Grammys, and honestly, I fell asleep. And I missed Bruno Mars, who I admire a lot. He's young, but he can sing, and he doesn't sing
Leave it, please.
little gimmicky songs, you know?
Mm.
He seems to go back in time like how Michael Jackson used to follow Charlie Chaplin and James Brown. So does Bruno Mars. He gets his moves and his ideas from old music, you know?
Now, let me just take you back because I want to keep track of the things that you've done in your career. Now, I want to go back to Hurt So Good when you did that for Lee Scratch Perry. Now,
Yeah.
even though it didn't do too well in Jamaica, abroad in the UK and many other countries, it did become a huge hit. I do believe it came a number 4 hit in the UK. Somebody else mentioned here is don't forget Antigua in 1974. It was the number 1 hit before London,
Yeah.
and many other
Yes.
places it became a hit. Where I come to understand you were supposed to receive a gold plaque of some sort that you never received. Is that correct?
Yes. South Africa
Hmm.
gave a gold disc for the song. So I thought it was number 1. I don't know how much it was, but I think the record company Magnet received it. But
Hmm.
because at that time in '75, the apartheid thing, I wouldn't go
Hmm.
to
All
South
right.
Africa. I didn't
Hmm.
get it. And rightly, before Hurt So Good
Hmm.
really broke in Europe, in Antigua, it was number 1 on the ZDK channel they have over there. In fact, I had quite a few number 1s,
Hmm.
you know, because my brother, who I introduced you to earlier, he is a music man. He's a veterinarian, but I think he loved music more than, you know. And daddy was in Antigua,
Hmm.
because as I told you, he was stationed at different countries as well as parishes. So he did a stint in Antigua. In
Right.
fact, he was chairman of the Methodist Church in the
Mm.
Caribbean and the West Indies, whatever.
Yeah.
And so Paul kept taking the music, even though he was a little teenager, I don't even know how old he was, to this radio station.
Hmm.
And those days, I think it's popularity that made the number 1s, not
Right.
sales like in UK BBC chart.
Right.
Well, you know, what's the
I just
difference with the sales when you don't get paid?
mm. Well, let
You
me
know?
ask you another question before I hand over to Sharon. Um, you mentioned that while you were working with Lee Scratch Perry, I think it was your uncle. You said that
He's a
said,
lawyer.
are you getting paid for this? You know,
Yeah.
um, years later, or maybe within the next couple of years after, what had happened was you were hitting it off big time internationally.
Yeah.
Were you still getting paid, or were you getting paid at this point, or you still weren't getting nothing whatsoever?
I got zero. Zilch, nothing. I got no singing money except what Magnet Records gave me until that was 75 until 1991. I did not even know that Trojan Records had my album and it was being sold. A friend of mine sent me a picture, says, Susan, I found this in HMV on Oxford Street. I said, what is that? You know? But I got nothing for a record that came in at number 34 of the best-selling singles of 75, and a record that went silver in like 2 weeks.
Right.
Right? So that means, I remember one day in my dressing room, Peter Waterman come in and say, it's diabolical, Sue sold 34,000 today. You know, Hurt So Good was just going. I don't know if it's there a week, and I never got anything. But Magnet Records, who thought they had bought out the rights to Hurt So Good from DIP, right? They brought me over and supported me, and they said I had to sign a contract with them. So I signed with Magnet Records, and on signing, they gave me £3,000 advance, right? And afterwards, they got Pete Waterman. That time, Lee Perry flew in, and he rushed into my hotel room after banging on the door and said, I said, but when I came over and I said to them, what happened to Mr. Perry? I used to call him Mr. Perry, you know, right up till the end.
Right.
And they said, oh, he's coming, but I didn't hear about him. And when I don't know anything about Trojan or anything. So when he came, I remember we were talking about the whole music thing, and he was saying how I shouldn't have come until I talked to him and blah, blah. But I remember him holding my wrist and he said, if you ever sign anything with that company, I'm going to make sure you never, ever get a cent. Boom!
Who said that to you?
Wait, who said that?
Who said that?
Lee Perry told me if I ever sign a contract with Magnet, he's going to make sure I never get a cent from Hurt So Good. And he stalked out of my room. I can see him now in a hat and a coat that was to his ankles. It was cold. That time I had already signed Magnet's contract, but I didn't say anything. And the next day, I remember when they came and took me into Trojan. And I remember 3 tall, big white men in suits. They said, Susan, you have to sign this contract. Now, I know I signed something back, but I wasn't saying anything. So I said, I said, no, I'm not signing it. Right? And they went on till I started to cry. I remember it. And they said, okay, Susan, don't bother them. Just put an X here to say you saw it. And fool like I was, I put the X.
You see,
it
them
never
people,
occurred to me that X is what illiterate people put, right?
Yes.
So they had this contract with this X.
Yes.
But to them, it was, but then I'm not illiterate. Anyway, that's the only way that I could get out of there, because I was very distressed. So I put the X, and I put the X on every page, because those days you used to have the initial, right? And I got to leave. So from that £3,000 Magnet gave me, they produced their own. They were supposed to take Perry's album, you know, and Perry's follow-up to Hurt So Good should have been Congratulations, Baby, from the album. But because of the Hurt So Good was at number 4 with an arrow, it would have gone up, but it was frozen because of the case. They froze it on the chart because of the sewing case. I remember being at Magnet, a big long table with everybody, Magnet and the lawyer, Lee Perry and the lawyer, DIP and lawyer, Warner Brothers and lawyer, one whole pile of people quarrel over Hurt So Good. And Susan said, don't like this.
Wow.
Right? So in the end, I was signed to Magnet, and Magnet produced my follow-up album, they had to re-record Hurt So Good to get their own version of it. So there are two out there, the heavy Lee Perry original and the lighter one that was produced by Pete Waterman. And I did that whole album doing it her way, which a lot of people seem to like. It has on a lot of classics. I remember going to the studio. It's like I have a whole orchestra. You know, this romantic, sophisticated, symphonic, whatever word, reggae. But it was pleasant. But I had an attitude the whole time recording that, you know. But anyway, after I recorded that and they let it out, Trojan and Magnet had a case on Trojan won back Hurt So Good because Perry was signed to Trojan and should not have sold out Hurt So Good. That's the whole thing. So I was caught in the middle. And that spoiled up everything for me. Because back in those days, you know, if you have two songs out too soon, they kill each other. Because both fighting for airplay. These days you can sing 20 songs, don't matter. But back then, every time Magnet let out a single, Trojan would let out a single. And I'd have two reviews in the newspapers and things. They would let out, how do you feel the morning after? Nice and easy. They let out this, Fever. They kept on letting out the Perry things, which of course were stronger. You know? So I never, Love Me Baby went up to 21 on the BBC chart, and I did quite a few top of the pops. But I think it did it on the strength of Hurt So Good. Because Hurt So Good was Susan Cadogan. Susan Cadogan used to bye, you know? Because it's a lighter, I call it my la-di-da song. Because the lyrics are pretty, but they don't have the depth of meaning like what I like to sing. So that money I got, the 3,000, and Magnet, I stayed at holiday in Marblage for 3 months. I remember coming out in the mornings, especially Sunday mornings. It was a very lonely time for me. I didn't know anybody. And I'd walk from the top of Oxford Street down and cross over and walk back up. There used to be a little restaurant at the top. I used to go in there and have their omelets, nice and fluffy. And I remember walking down Oxford Street and seeing the bus, the big double-decker bus passing with my big poster on the side of the bus. And I said to myself, if the people only knew that is me.
Wow.
You know, walking down in my glasses as Anne and Susan passing by on the bus. Had these big posters advertising Magnet's record. But one time I remember, I always give a joke when I was at Mark and Spencer's and got recognized. Even in my glasses, because I had on my Susie Cadogan here. This little girl came and said, "Excuse me, are you Sue Cadogan?" So all I could do was smile. So she said, "It's Sue Cadogan, it's Sue Cadogan, it's Sue," and all the people came. You know what I mean? And all I did smile. I remember being in a hotel room. It was something to do with a 4. I don't know if I was on the 4th floor. That time I used to take elevators. I don't take elevator again. Got caught in one. And I sat down in a chair, and for the whole day I was interviewed by paper after paper after paper. I was so fed up. And I was very naive and natural. And I remember them saying, "Sue, you can't say that. Don't say that." That's why if you see all my old clippings, they're all negative. Jamaican Librarian in Culture Shock. I'd stay in the library, all these things, you know? I was just, I wasn't ready for what happened to me. It happened very quickly to somebody without the experience or the
proper guidance at that.
Yes, or anybody. I know my sister said, "Anne, let me come with you. Tell them to send 2 tickets." And I could have done that. But I don't know. But, you know, so when Magnet gave me that 3,000, they moved me out of Holiday Inn and found me a flat in Putney. That's where I got stuck in the elevator. So I lived in Putney for a while. And they were so kind and good to me, that record company. They said, "Susan, you're just lonely." And one day I knock on my door and I open my door, "Mommy." They flew in my mother to cheer me up, you know? and I took her out shopping. It's like my 3,000 pounds was endless. So I had a nice time, and my cousin came and lived with me. He was studying law at that time, Nicholas Dijon. He has been my best family member, I'm telling you. And we used to have Jamaican parties, you know, in my flat and thing. But when my 3,000 pounds finished, I tell them, say, I'm going home. And I went back to Jamaica. And they flew me back again and tried to record me with a producer called Tony Ashfield. I don't know. But anyway, when I went back to Jamaica is when I recorded Take a Little Piece of My Heart, Tracks of My Tears for producer Owen Brown. That's when I met Sly and Robbie and went to Channel 1. And I became Artist of the Year. And I also recorded You Know How to Make Me Feel So Good with Roddy Thomas.
Right.
And yeah, that's my Jamaican side of things, because between what happened in England and then that little stint in Jamaica, I don't know where I am. You know, split between the UK and Jamaica, who sadly for me doesn't know me that much. If you ask a Jamaican, Susan Cadogan, they don't know. But you have to say, take another little piece. Is she sing that?
Right.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
And after that, because of all, even for You Know to Make Me Feel So Good, you know, I recorded You Know to Make Me Feel So Good, Love Me, Please Only Heaven Can Wait, Cause You Love Me, Baby. Another one called Love. Was 6 songs.
Right.
For British producer Hawkeye. And nada. And You Know to Make Me Feel So Good was picked up by, not picked up, it was sold out to Virgin Records without even, by Susan, hold this £100. Nothing.
So let me ask you a question. One second. Let me ask you a question. So all these scenarios were happening to you. You still weren't getting paid. How were you able to sustain yourself and even feel inspired to keep singing in the industry?
Well, you can't take away the inspiration, you know. Once a singer, you'd sing, you know. But what happened is when I returned home, I went back to the library. I had left such a good working record behind me. The library took me back. I had to resign, you know, after 3 months to stay in London. I stayed in London for 9 months. Came back, went back to the library, and I was in the library working. I had to resign 3 times because of music, and the 3 times they took me back. So I always said, I remember, it's David Katz. Yes, he did Scratch's biography. He came to the library. During my supper break, he interviewed me to write this book, People Funny Boy. There's a whole chapter in there called Hurt So Good. But Hurt So Good is very important in Perry's career. You know? But I always work, and as I told him, to me, it has come now to be like, I'm not a librarian. I don't have a library degree. I work in the library, and singing is my hobby, because I could not support myself from music. And those days, I didn't perform live. I remember I did a live show once up at Huey. Oh my God, I think I would die. I was shaking all over. I couldn't even sing, right? And I think I performed one time at the beach. They had a reggae show on the beach. Was it Peter Tosh on it? Yeah, Peter Tosh came out and said a stream of bad words. And I remember that too. And in a little club at Halfway Tree, I performed at Junk on the Lounge. That time I was more relaxed. But still, I didn't get this love of singing live until I retired from the library. So I kept working to support myself, and my family helped me a lot.
So the question I have, what I really wanted to ask, I'm going to go back real quick on this thing. With Magnum Records, right? It was Magnum. Was that the name of it? Magnet Records. They gave you an advance, right? £3,000 advance. for you to do an album with them, or I'm trying to see like how they just paid you 3,000. It looked like go ahead.
Usually when you sign a contract,
Right.
you get money, right?
Right, you get an advance, yes.
Yeah, and they take it back from royalties gained, right? So I signed to them. When they realized they didn't own Hurt So Good, they signed me themselves because they had invested a lot of money in me, you know. They had flown me over, looked after me, clothed me, fed me, housed me.
That's
So
what they're
they
supposed
signed
to
me
do,
and
by
gave
the
me.
way. They're
that's
supposed to
right.
do that.
And that's
Yeah,
supposed to happen, right?
because they thought they owned Hurt So Good. So
Right.
when they realized they didn't own Hurt So Good, they signed me themselves, gave me this money. But to me, whenever I got a royalty statement once, and it had no sign of Hurt So Good. So I asked them, how come I'm in debt to you? Because always getting in debt. I never got a positive statement. And they say, look to producer for Hurt So Good. But even then, Love Me Baby was a big enough hit for them to recoup. And I've never got another thing from them either. From Magnet, from Trojan, for anybody I've sung for, it's like people must think I'm a fool. But I deserve it because I just because I love to sing. You know, sometimes people say, sing this, you know, and so, sign this. Sign or don't sign. If they don't want to pay, they don't give us sugar. Because what are you going to do? Going to get a lawyer to fight them over this? No. So let us get away with it. So unless it's something really big, you tend to just, you know, when you get an advance, hold on to it because you're not getting any more. Honestly.
That might be true, but honestly, that's in really and truly it doesn't go that way. It was people who, when they did that and you didn't get anything else, that was them definitely taking advantage. But the law is the law.
Yeah,
The law is
because
the law. You signed. You said that you signed. How many records did you do? For instance, how many records did you do with that particular company?
well, you mean Magnet?
Yeah.
Well, Magnet, I only did the one LP, and I did a few singles were released, but from the same LP. But Love Me Baby, which they let out, that's my second hit record in London, sold quite well. Because once you get on BBC Top 100, you know, you sell plenty. So for me to reach 21, they must have made money, you know. But I've sung albums for like a Rewa. I've always signed contracts. When you get your advance, usually, I mean, somebody giving you a statement, they can put whatever. Who is going to send in auditors unless you have a monster hit? You just let it slide. Sometimes I get enraged and want to make trouble and write and thing. And all the time I said, it's such a hassle. It's such a pain. Because even Trojan, in 1991, after all of this, I got a lawyer because I know Hurt So Good was worth it to get a lawyer. And the lawyer hearing my story did it, is it pro rata, pro bono, whatever. He approached Trojan Records in 1991 and said, what happened to the money from 75 to 1991? They said, it's lost to statute of limitations.
What?
Right? But they will give me this £1,000. They gave me £1,000, of which the lawyer took either 400 or 600, and I got the rest on a hit record that had sold so much, right? And then from then on, they'd send me statements. So they'd send the statements, and they re-release the record twice, you know, right? And they signed me. I signed another thing that even they said that their contract is lost. All the papers were lost or something like that. I said, but I have a silver disc, so you should at least pay me for it, because somebody pointed it out to me. In fact, it was one of these groups who are trying to get the back money, that when it comes to statute of limitations, it does not apply to music royalties because what they did was theft. So it's a crime.
Right.
And when a crime is involved, it cannot have statute of limitations, right? So to me, for Trojan could at least say, boy, Susan, we don't have the official records of how many records you sold or what, but we know that you sang that song. We know you weren't signed to Perry. We know you weren't signed to us back then. So sign this thing. Here is even 10,000 pounds, and you don't have to give us everything they give you to take back. Right? So it's like I've got nothing for the big sales of Hurt So Good. And if I got that money, I know my life would be different now.
Now,
You know?
I do know for a fact that when you sing over somebody else's song, because let's just be clear that as far as I'm aware, Philip Mitchell was the original singer of that song. So when you hear that, sorry?
And the writer.
And the writer of that song, exactly. So what you should be getting is for putting your stamp on it. Which
it's
I
my
guess
record sales.
Yeah.
It's not the copyright. Philip Mitchell is good. You know, I've actually spoken to him, and he's good. Because when I spoke to him, he said, yes, Susan Cadogan, everywhere I go, people ask me about you because I have the most popular version of his song.
There you go.
Right? So I'm happy for him. It was sung, when he first wrote it, it was sung by Katie Love. I didn't know that at first. And of course, Millie Jackson has the soul version of it, which I knew. That's how I got to sing the reggae. There's two different versions. But I'm happy for Philip Mitchell. And once I was to sing this song with a choir, with the Portsmouth Ska Collective Choir down in Portsmouth. I have two good friends there. Emilia, I can't call her surname, and the Mighty's All Stars that you saw.
Right.
And this was a choir made up of people who, you know, questioned. They didn't want to sing. How can something hurt so good? They wanted to know what it meant. And that's why I got in touch with Philip Mitchell. And he said, oh, it's just a love affair. You know, a love affair you have, and you quarrel, you make up, you fight and things. So I come to the conclusion that no matter how love is bad, it's so nice. It hurts so good. That's how he came. Now I put my own spin on it and say, if you want something good, you have to work hard, but it might hurt. But when you get it in the end, it's all for the better. So it hurts so good. And I used to tell people, you know, sometimes you get a little tear on the corner of your finger when you press it. It hurt, but it's nice. So you keep on squeezing it, you know. So I used to tell about the agony and the ecstasy, the passion and the pain and blah, blah, me and my big mouth. But I know if I had written Hurt So Good, it would have been even more wonderful. But it's my voice and my name.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm supposed to get paid a certain royalty for the sales of the record. Especially, remember the other day they used Hurt So Good on this BBC series, Mr. Loverman. It played for about over a minute. Right? Everybody think I'm rolling in the money now. Oh, very funny. When I asked Trojan about it, they say that, oh, they have, let me tell you, these music companies, you know, are run by the most skillful lawyers. You're not getting around them. They have an agreement with BBC to use the music. So I went into my account and saw that they got money for it and questioned it. And so I got a little. I must have got £1,000 something. That's all. I don't get hundreds, you know. And it's just, to me, the older I've got, the less I make it bother me. You know, I try to keep the wrinkles out of my brow. Because when you vex your I laugh more. Because what is to be will be. Right? And if I am to get anything from Trojan, I will get it no matter what.
Yeah.
So I let it go to free myself. And when I left the library, I started, I couldn't find a job, to be honest. Because I went to the States to live, I couldn't find a job. Because I'm British educated, and the States have this like a funny GED thing. It don't mean a thing. I'm so much brighter than GED, whatever it is they have in the States. And I sat there and said, how am I going to live here? I have no income. I said, Lord, what can I do? You know? Because I had given up on singing. I was tired of being cheated and used and the things I've been through. I mean, I remember one night in London running. My same cousin Nicholas drove me. I did this show, something with me getting paid. And you know, it was that same Dennis Harris, I have to say it. He didn't pay me. And we went to his home or something, and like they were going to fight. And his wife said he had some black belt. Let me tell you, me and Nicholas run, you know. And when we jumped in Nicholas's car, it was cold and snowy. And I remember I had on this long fur coat over my gown. And when we got in the car, it wouldn't start. I had to go on the back and push. And I'm pushing the car, you know, your time you have clutch and thing, Nicholas took it and the car wouldn't start, and I'm running in the big high heel boot. At time they had Cuban heels. They were, oh my gosh, the things I've been through. All the time I went to sing in Birmingham for Jamaica's independence, and I was with Magnet Records, and they sent me to sing at Jamaica's independence with a white band. Let me tell you, they sat down and interviewed musicians to make up a band for me. And they hired the ones that had degrees and could read music. What I know. Me say, when I go on the stage, they say, and them start to fling buckle and fling things. You know? So I said, what happened to you? You know? So the man said, Susan, it's not you, it's the band. So I said, but I said, you know how, and I stand up to curse them, no, they feel somebody pick me up and run with me. It was so funny. And when we got in the bus, that a big bus with the band and everything, and drive off, the roadman just said, it's okay, I got the money. You know, but I can understand their feeling that here I am, a Jamaican. What the hell am I doing here with a white band? You know, but I got this white band to back me up. I used to do cabaret every weekend at cabaret Bailey's clubs, and they got this band to back me up. So they used the band. And as I said back then, what did I? Them things don't occur to me, you know, even today, 2026, this black and white thing. I mean, boy, I don't remember what you asked me. You know, I remember seeing this interview with Bob Marley, you know, and him chat and him chat and him chat and him chat and him say, why you ask me again? Oh gosh, because you know, when you talk about something, you trigger off something and you get
it's a lot. You know? You've been through a lot, but what I just all that you've been through, it just seems like it's the same scenario, different company. It kind of like boggles my mind that
singing for free.
Yeah. It's
that's sometimes I put up a song and I put another of my free songs, because even Roddy Thomas, you know, we weren't intimate, we're just good friends, but Roddy really took advantage of me. I recorded so many things for him. He introduced me to Hawkeye, and he would come up by the library, Susan Cadogan. And he got me to sing this album for Creole Records, Stealing Love. Trojan now have it. I don't know how they get it, but they have never been paid 1 cent for that whole album. Roddy bought a box of orange juice and gave me half and half to Harold Butler, that very famous keyboard player from Jamaica who played keys on it. But he had a mental breakdown, I think, and just take advantage. Susan, sing this song for me now. I mean, I have musician friends. I might sing a little thing for them. They sing a little thing for me, and so we go. Like when I did the duet with Ken Booth, you know. But I cannot think. I don't remember ever getting an envelope and open and see your royalty check for so and so.
That's because you
And
were
I
singing for a
sung.
favor. You were singing for a
You were
favor.
favorite, yeah. Those
You
are
weren't
And
really
then I tried to
attacking the
produce
business side of
myself.
things. Hmm?
I tried to produce myself. Chemistry of Love, my brother Paul and a friend, we produced that. And the albums I sang with Glenn Adams in Brooklyn and New York, Sincerely Susan and Rhythm and You. I was like co-producer, but I don't know where those albums are now.
So let me
But
ask you a question. Let me ask you a question, because you did say something which was very important. You said that when you were with Lee Scratch Perry, and he took your arm and he said whatever he said to you, don't sign nothing without his knowledge or whatever. It seems like that intimidated you, and that stayed with you for a very long time. It seems. It seems you're being intimidated, or you feel
well,
intimidated.
well, and then I was there alone. What was I supposed to do? Who was I to confide in? I mean, Nicholas tried to help me because it's like Magnet Records eventually found me a manager, who found me a lawyer, who found me. They all were together and had each other's interests at heart and not my interest. Because the manager, he started getting me these shows. And when I did those Bailey's shows, Bailey's of Watford, I remember doing a show, go to the hall, you see my lights and my name and some big neon signs going on, a Susan Cadogan, Queen of Reggae, and this big paper mache, a life-size doll of me and thing. And I'd sing every night at 1 o'clock. And it was so tiring. And I didn't love it, you know, but I was supposed to get £1,000 a week. And the first money I got was barely 200. And I said, what happened to the money?
Right.
Oh, he had to buy a uniform for the band and cigarettes for the band and food for the band and hotel room and blah, blah, and everything, you know? So I remember Nicholas and myself went round this man's office. What do they call his name? The Peter, though. And when we were speaking to him and the way he go on, let me tell you now, I got a scorpion phone. My big poster was on the wall. I just went to it and I came so and tear it down, and we stomped out of there. Because Nicholas had gone with me. He was tall and big, but still, it's like the lawyer was very kind to me, but he didn't really help me.
He didn't do anything, if you ask me.
Exactly, because he was supposed to make me come out of that big meeting with money for my song. I don't care who own it. I don't care if it's Trojan, I don't care if it's Backlet, I don't, you know, they should have made arrangements for me to be paid. But I've never given anything.
Gangsters, you know, real gangsters.
Shame on
Gangsters be. Like, again, for Susan Cadogan, it was one after the other.
I'm telling you, shame.
You have these people in place. She said she didn't give her a manager. You have this, you have that. And nobody did anything. You just...
So after I told, when my money finished, I went back to Jamaica. I just kind of, as I was telling him, I don't know if you're on then, I love to sing, but I never set out and strove and fight and carry on to be a singer.
Tell me of a time where tell me of a time where you sang a song and you got paid for it the way you should have been paid for it.
Right.
Well, when I did the albums for Ariwa, I did get my advance.
Okay.
I think there's one outstanding album. There's an issue with it for me, at least. But, you know, I can't fuss and fight and quarrel. I cannot remember when I sang Stealing Love on the Side, I didn't get anything. I didn't get anything for Hurt So Good album from Trojan. I didn't get, Magnus album, I got that £3,000, but I had connected it to Hurt So Good, which wasn't, you know. The 2 albums for Glenn, well, I was in the production. Chemistry of Love, I was in the production. That's another thing. My brother and myself and a lawyer friend invest so much money in this thing. We give the stamper to Sonic Sounds. They lose the stamper. I don't know the record on eBay for £500. I don't know how they get the record out of me.
Right.
I didn't sign anything with anybody. I don't have to get a copy and press it. I don't know. This is the worst business to go into. Even today, people saying they have more control over the music because the new singers, well, they have the computer and thing. Most of them produce themselves and stuff like that. Unless even when you get signed to the big companies in America, look how many big American singers suing companies.
Mm-hmm.
They're thief.
I know a whole heap of people.
It's like the word
It's a
thief,
lot.
Sharon, thief is a Jamaican word because
know
thief
about
is
it.
THIEF, but you can't say they thief. They
No.
thief. That's a sound good. Them thief. I'm
Thief.
telling you, the powers that be in music that just plain take advantage. And then
Yes,
again,
man.
for you would have to have, and I'm glad when I say big names, winning cases, right? You would have to have money to challenge them.
Right.
Yes.
So to me, these groups who are trying to help get back money and put pressure on Trojan for the big artists. Look at Junior Biles, who died the other day. Did he ever get his just reward?
There you
The
go.
man is sitting on the street, although he had a mental problem still.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The Diamonds. I mean, all the Jamaican artists live humble lives over here.
Yeah.
Boy, and you go to London and their music is being played. I mean, we don't get so many shows, but you see these British and European bands playing the music and singing it and getting paid for the shows.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
Boy, I don't know. It's just your love and the happiness and the kind of interaction. Oh, we can't hear them big dogs,
Why, your dogs them hungry or what?
Hungry, they're
I
protecting
don't
us.
know.
Give them
Sometimes
a leg
I
of chicken,
wonder if
man.
I should go and look.
Give them a
Sometimes if
chicken
people
leg, man.
passing on the road, but I know the place is locked up. So
Before we go
it's
on,
just the joy of music is the happiness in it.
Yeah,
I tell you what, there's so many twists and turns to your story that we even not gotten off the first leg yet, and I think we're gonna have to bring you back again,
Everybody always says that. You know why? Because I chat too much.
No, man. Well, I love the fact that you're able to talk freely, about what you went through, regardless of what the situation is. But I would love to bring you back so that we can, continue this story, because I don't even want to rush through it because you've done so much. And you should have been treated a lot better than you have been treated. Because to me, I'm listening to your story and it's like you're saying, I'm free for all to sing for, and that shouldn't have been the case. When we speak to somebody of your magnitude, I should be saying, well, you must get a bag of money. And I would love to hear your response. Yeah, man, we have a big mansion. You know
what's so funny? That if you Google me, and sometimes you say Susan Cadogan's net worth, or they have these things about the singers.
Right.
They say I'm a millionaire. I would love to know how much.
Wow.
So, it's really, boy, but I tell you, the whole music thing, after I left the library and I didn't know what to do, I tell you, Mommy gave me this little daily word book. My mother was very Christian, and she said, I must read it every day. And I used to read it. And when I didn't know what to do, I picked it up one day and I opened it to the day, and it said, leave not to waste the talent I've given you. Something like that. And I said, but what can I do? And I said, sing. So I got in touch with somebody in Europe that I had worked with. And in like 3 months, I was in Europe singing, not for plenty, but it started me off again in the world of music, doing live work. And from then I've continued, but I have managed myself, looked after myself. People communicate with me, sometimes a little bit too much, because everybody you talk to online believe that you're the only person, that they are the only person you talk to.
Right.
And they want your undivided attention, or they get hurt or thing on, I don't know.
Sharon?
I've got back into the music, and I'm glad.
Well, we want to get through some of these messages before we get out of here.
Okay. Yeah.
So I'm going to ask Sharon to just read some of these messages as we go along, because my eyes it's kind of fuzzy right now. So here
Right.
we
So
go.
some of the
Here's one.
Right. Greetings from Portsmouth, UK. Guan Miss Susan from Bree.
That's the mighty.
Hi, Bri. He sings and plays guitar. He has done the duet, to make me feel so good with me sometimes.
Right.
Quite a few times now. Yes.
And here's another one.
Sunday Blessing, DJ Maestro, 47. Sunday Blessings, 10-Star General, Sharon.
And
The
who was
special
this
guest,
one?
Susan
Because he was
Cadogan.
correcting me on, because I actually thought that Susan had a hit. Sorry, at the same year, Susan had a hit with "Hurt So Good." I was under the assumption that Jimmy Somerville in the same year released his version, but it wasn't. It was 1995.
1990s from Chart Dog.
That's right.
Chart
So
Dog 62. And don't forget Antigua 1974, #1 hit before London.
That's right. Then I want to big up all these people who have made messages. Brick Queen, who was always here. Janice Taylor, I want to acknowledge her also.
Sylvia
Brick
Teller.
Queen,
Sylvia Teller.
Yep, Sylvia Teller is here.
I have always shied away from saying this, and I'm not going to say it too much. But I used to watch that movie, Tina Turner, What's Love Got to Do With It? I had a similar experience once where I was given a punch in my cheek, and I've never talked about it. But as time passes, a week is like a day and a month is like a week, I will say that I had an experience once, and I have a police report for it by a music person. And I have more sad things I could say, like being stranded on the roadside, alone in the cold, or trudging through snow, alone, just for the sake of music. So that should show you how powerful it is.
I'm glad you've come on, because you've got a lot to say and a lot you've got to get off your chest also. And we're happy you've been able to do that on our platform. Let's acknowledge this person, Sharon.
Suzette Walton.
Okay.
She's sending hearts and prayers.
And this last message.
Chemistry of Love is now available on double album with the Girl Who Cried on Secret Records. Over 30 years after it was recorded.
Okay.
Yep.
And we got a big up Basie Clark, who's also here. Bless up yourself, Basie Clark.
And
everybody on Facebook.
People must be tired of hearing my story, but
no, Susan, let me say this. Don't never say that, because listen to me. Just like you said, people can Google. They can go Google you and be like, why a whole heap of money? It is time you told your story. It is time for people to hear. When this goes out, people are going to really hear your story. You might be surprised who might come out the woodwork and say, no, sister, we're going to help you. We're going to sort this out once and for all.
Big up all the sound men that send for the dub plates. It gives me so much joy to write the lyrics.
Right.
And, and for the people, like in Argentina, that's from around the world, send and ask me to sing for them or sing with them, and we make a little deal and do a thing, or just to keep the music going. Because I sing every day. I sing through my kitchen window. I don't sing in the shower. But I walk around and sing any little thing, like songs I love, old songs from Mario Lanza, come way down.
Oh, wow.
But I don't know a lot of new stuff, I have to admit. But it gives me a reason to keep living and to keep on, fighting the good fight.
So Suzette Walton says, so sad that you had to go through this and you're still smiling.
Yeah,
How
man.
come you still
But
a
my
smile?
brother says that a smile is the best facelift. I don't get the money, so I can't get any tighten and tucking. So just have to,
Yeah.
and it pulls up the face. But no, I'm really fun loving at heart. I find a joke in everything.
I've
I
got a
died
title.
nearly twice. Once I nearly died, and even when I was dying, I was still, I had my liver was damaged and I was turning yellow. And
Yeah.
my friend said, "Look how she's turning yellow." And I said,
Yeah.
"But me yellow, me yellow." Because people
Mm.
say I'm yellow to become so fair. And I was
Right.
still joking. There's
Right.
always a little laughter in the saddest.
Mm.
And sometimes, thank goodness for it.
Mm.
Yeah, man.
Susan, it's
So
been a pleasure having you on the show today. Thank you for being here. Again, I just want to acknowledge those on YouTube who's been messaging. Some of the names I can't see. The names I do see on Facebook is Sultan Ali, the son of Prince Buster, Sylvia
Oh,
Teller.
yeah.
Yeah, man.
Hi, Sylvia. Really great singer.
Also, Dollar
Really one of
Charles.
the best voices out of UK.
Right. Oh,
Yeah.
yes, definitely. Definitely. Who else do we have? Basic Clark's on Facebook. Dollar Charles is there. Marcia Lambert, Natty King from
Mm.
Kenya. Janice Taylor, Dexter Archer, who is uh, Sleepy Wonder, and more. So there's more people logged in. So thank you to everybody who logged in
Yes, thank you
and
so
commented.
much.
It's been a pleasure. I'm going to leave you with the last word, Susan. Then I'm going to hand over to Sharon. We're going to just skim through a couple of your songs and then we'll be out of here. Okay?
Last
Okay.
word, Susan. Go ahead. What's your last word,
Oh,
sister?
music is in love, and love is in the music. And music can heal, music can help. And I'm so glad it's in my life, so keep it in yours. And in moments of doubt, in moments of fear, in moments of joy and happiness, there's a song for you, you know? A song for you. There's a Donna Hathaway, Donna. It's beautiful song, my song for you. I'm singing the song for you. At least you never asked me to sing. Everybody always asks me to sing.
You catch me.
But remember in life, it is going to happen because I truly believe the script is written and day by day you turn a page of that book. And I'm turning and turning and it's going faster and faster. And I just want to do more before,
Mm.
Oh, dreamland.
Before we leave,
So thank you all
Mhm.
before the last teardrop falls. There's a song for everything.
There's a song for
Yeah,
everything.
That's how
big
they
love
You
and
could write a
hugs to
song.
everybody.
You could write a whole book to a song.
I'm telling you.
So many lyrics out there.
But
we
right
have
now
to,
the world is in such chaos. I keep
There you
thinking to myself, the song, If I Had a Hammer, I'm going to sing it.
if I
It's
had
the hammer. It's the hammer of justice. It's the bell of freedom. It's a song about the love between my brothers and my sisters. All over this land. And that's what I want. And if the politicians and everybody could just forget greed and power play and stop thieving, we would have one big happy family regardless of color, creed, whatever. Just play the music, jump like Lego beasts. Miss Effie, play the music, sweet, sweet. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Listen.
Before you say something, Sharon, let me just tell Susan that when did we interview Omar Perry? Was that last week or the week before?
2
I
weeks
can't
ago.
remember.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago.
Okay. Well, he said to big you up, the son of Lee Scratch
Yes,
Perry.
we have
Yeah,
been
he
in
did.
touch.
Yeah, he
He's
said.
supposed to send some rhythms for me to voice,
Mm-hmm.
and he want me to come and sing.
Yeah.
So I'm
Yeah.
looking forward to that.
He did say that. Big her up. He said that I love that woman. He said she's amazing. Just give her my love. So that is the love we are sent for you from.
Yeah,
Mr.
man.
Perry. Mhm.
We have
I
to say,
thank
Sharon.
you for it. Yeah,
Listen,
man.
what I'm going to say is this, Susan, we touched on so many different things, and you might say you chat too much. It is not chat too much. Let me make that clear from now. You have a lot to say. You went into some things to the latter part of this conversation, what we haven't even touched, because there's the mental health issue. There's things that you went through aside from the teeth them. That being said, you have to come back, because this interview like this has been long awaited. We were here to give you your flowers today. If
Thank you.
nobody know how to do that a fit them business. SPRB, that is what we're doing today, and we want you to be seen and heard. You understand?
Thank you.
We want you to be seen and heard.
Yeah, man. Thank you so much. Why you have your mango? You love mangoes?
That's
you're really mango.
Not really mango.
Mango.
It's real. The real name. That's my married
That's
name.
your real name?
Sharon
Mrs.
Mango.
Mango?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Oh. Hope I get to meet you one day.
Oh, you will.
And
No,
please give my love to Mr. Mango.
I will.
I've never heard such a surname.
Amazing, right? I'm blessed with the
Wonderful.
name.
Wonderful.
Yes.
Yeah, man.
So we're going to play a couple of videos before we get out of here. And then we'll be out of here. So just bear with me 1 second. Here is Love You Baby, which you performed at Top of the Pops back in, I do believe, 75. I do believe you had a hit with that song as
Love
well,
You
right?
Baby, yes.
Right. Let's play that video.
PRB Radio Podcast.
Hi, it's new entry in at number 12, and Can't Give You Anything But My Love. Talking about brand new entries, this goes straight in at this week's number 30, called Love Me Baby, from the very lovely Susan Cadogan.
Love me, baby, like I love you. Love me, baby, make it come true. Love me, baby, 'cause nobody loves you like I do. Like a ship needs a commotion, baby, I need your love and devotion.
SPRB Radio Podcast.
Now, I have one more to play before we get out of here, and that was when you came to the UK in 2018 and you played at the Hideaway with a good friend of ours, Kyle Brown. What was that experience like at the Hideaway before we get out of here?
You know, I feel, you know, just watching myself singing to think that that was me. Yeah, but Hideaway was another story, and let it be hidden away. And let me see which video it is actually.
Okay, this is another great performance. Take a look at this.
PRB Radio Podcast.
It's when I had a sore throat. I had a very bad throat. Oh, the band was excellent. This song Paul wrote.
Paul wrote this one, your brother.
And Miss Horseman on drums, he was excellent. And Cyrus on keys. My BVs, Michelle Cross Glasgow, Geraldine Reed, and the bass player. He has died since, you know. They really played the song beautifully, and I thank Kyle for it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it was really nice.
Big
But
up
you made me
Kyle.
feel, yeah.
And the entire
Kyle
band.
get his big up when he used to get it.
Yeah,
Yes.
Kyle Brown
When he
every
not, he
time.
too, Mr. Rebel just like me. I Aye. But I
Yeah.
had a bad cold that night and I had to sing,
Yeah.
And it worked out okay.
Yeah. We are going to be back here next week, people. I want to thank Susan Cadogan for gracing our platform with her presence, sharing with us her musical journey and history. We're going to try and get her back at another time because she has more to say. There's more to her history than just what we've been talking about.
That's right.
Next week, I do believe, don't quote me, but I do believe we have Clement Irie coming next week, Saturday. I'll try and figure out the next artist who's coming on. But in the meantime, we're going to be out of here. All right?
Okay. Thank you so much.
Sunlight fades from the sky. Another night without your tender touch. Burning tears fill my eyes, and the heartache grows deep in my soul. 'Cause when I want you, you're never there. When I need you,
SPRB Radio Podcast.
So once again, next week, Saturday, we're going to have Clement Irie and Anthony Green on the show. So we're going to get out of here. Susan, I salute you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Have a good week. And all love and blessings to you both and to everybody.
Massive and crew, we gone.
thank you for watching.
Well, all I can say is slide.